Hey, everybody, how you doing? Woo!
Woo!
Welcome to PHLY Flyers Postgame presented by Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. Woo! I'm your director of fun and games for the evening. Joining me live in the Xfinity studio, it is Mr. Flyperbole Steve Jaco. Charlie O'Connor will be by on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line in just a little bit. 2 wins in a row. I forgot to put the mask on until we were going live, but I think it counts. And
It counts. No, it's good enough. Yeah.
Steve, we have the rarest of victories tonight. A Flyers regulation win, a Sam Ersson regulation win. He's 5-2-2 on the season. This is his first regulation victory.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing, my friend. A beautiful thing. And I'm glad we didn't manifest the shootout because you were saying in pregame, you're like, all right, for you, Steve, I'm not going to tell people to bet on overtime. And thank you, because I feel like we manifested a nice regulation win. I'm very happy with a short, under 3-hour regulation win from the Flyers. But most importantly, I'm happy about this bounce back game.
Yeah.
Because that Pittsburgh game was miserable. It was a terrible time, no good for anybody. So to come out, put up 5 goals against the Buffalo Sabres, do what you need to do, it's great.
Yeah, and that was one of the pregame bets tonight. It was Flyers on the money line. They were home underdogs against a team with 2 wins on the road this season, and they gave up the first goal, as they always do. Coming in, both teams had given up the first goal 17 times, so it was a real movable force versus resistible, or movable object versus resistible force sort of game here. And Buffalo spelled their own doom by scoring the first goal, because the Flyers are excellent when they give up the first goal. But there's a couple of things everyone watching can do for me right now. First, hit that like button. Big 5-2 win for the Philadelphia Flyers. That is gigantic. We need the likes. They make us feel good. Hit the thumbs up. It's totally free. And if you're looking to spend about $26, you have under 90 minutes. Under 90 minutes. I'm almost positive this is actually the end of the DieHard sale now. Your first year as a DieHard, $26 for the year. It doesn't get cheaper than that. We have never, and I've been told we'll never, offer DieHard subscriptions for any less than this $26 deal. So get it now. You get all of your benefits of being a diehard, access to Charlie O'Connor and all of our all-star cast of writers, pieces on allphly.com, access to Discord, discount on merchant events, and of course, a free t-shirt of your choice. Maybe you want that new Philly Hockey Club shirt. It's pretty cool. That Jalen one's not bad either. But do it. You have under 90 minutes, so do it.
Do it.
Yeah. Okay, back to the game. Let's start with Matvei Michkov, because why not?
Why not?
A couple of assists tonight, and something I think that was even bigger. We had him to score a goal, but we also had over half a point just in case it was something like this. Has the 2 shots. He's a +1. Something I think was huge. Now, you look at the total, and I know people, stop talking about TOI, but I think it's important that we put the time on ice in context here. Only plays about 15:40 tonight. But 12 and a half of those minutes are in the first 2 periods. After it's basically over is when he doesn't get on the ice. He only plays 3 minutes and 11 seconds. 3:11.
He did take a penalty.
3:11.
There you go. There you go. Amber is the color of your energy. But yeah, and he takes a penalty in the third.
And he takes a penalty. So he only played 3 minutes in the third, but first two periods, he, Coots, and Tippett, that line, led all forwards in ice time through 40. And I think that's huge, because it means in the absence of Tyson Forster, Rick Tocchet is just looking at one of his best players and going, yeah, you know what? It's December now. He turns 21 in a little over 6 days.
Oh, we got to celebrate.
Yeah, we do. I am going to celebrate Michkov's 21st birthday, whether he celebrates or not. But yeah, I think it's starting to, he has the couple of points. He's had a bunch of multi-point games recently. He's been playing much better. I think Tocchet is now recognizing the situation. And in the third, this game did have a chance to get a little silly.
It came very close.
It did come close.
There was a goal that was called back. That good challenge from Rick Tocchet.
Very, very good. There was, the cheap shot that Dahlin takes on Zegras. Tempers were high. Michkov takes a penalty of his own that reduces his ice time in the third. I think it's okay. We gave you the ice time. We built the lead, and that's never going to be his role.
No.
He's never going to be the guy. All right, we're up 2 or 3 in the third. Now you're going to play 10 minutes, kid. Like that's never going to be what's happening. Like,
No, and we don't want him to be that kind of player.
no. He builds you the lead.
He builds
Then he
you
can
the
put
lead.
his skates up.
And I thought this was a great game for that line. I'm going to eat a lot of crow because I did not like the looks of that line coming into this. I thought Michkov and Tippett have not worked in the past. I wanted them to work because in theory they should work, but they haven't. Tonight they worked. I thought it was a really good line. I thought they had some great plays. Even in the third when he didn't get a ton of ice time, late in the game, they almost put the Flyers up another goal. So I thought it really worked out well. Super solid line, strong game from Matvei, 2 assists. Nothing to, be sad about right there. I mean, he didn't get the goal, but 2 points is 2 points, and that's producing offense.
And they account for 67.7% of the expected goals when on the ice. It is funny though. Now they played 8:22 together. That at 5-on-5, which is the most of any of the 4 lines. Apples, Delorier, and Hathaway, 7-12. They actually led the team, almost 80% expected goals.
I mean,
But,
come on. I mean, how could they not?
Yeah.
Delorier came close.
He did. I was really rooting for D'Lo.
At one point, I think you were away doing something, and you came back like, "What I missed?" I'm like, Delorier almost scored. He almost had a 5-hole goal in the third period.
Yeah.
That place would have erupted. I would have erupted in the PHLY studio.
But it is Matvei Michkov who has the 2 points, and he was not alone tonight. I think it was 5 Flyers ended up with 2-point games. As I try to bring it up in front of me here,
I'm seeing 4, Bill. Brink, Konecny, Cates, and Michkov.
Oh, and Sanheim is the 5th.
You're
Sanheim
right,
had a couple of assists as
because
well.
they separate the defensemen in those stats. So
Yes.
sometimes a little bit difficult there.
Yeah, so a whole bunch of guys have a couple of points tonight. You see, this was the shot total in this game was real interesting.
Yeah,
just like
early on, the Flyers were up like
the Flyers are up
14-4.
14-4. Then all of a sudden they're down 18-15, and at the end of the game it's 36-26. The third period, I don't know how they outshot Buffalo. It felt like they never had the puck, but
It felt like Buffalo was in the Flyers' end for the entire third period, and Buffalo only ended up with 9 shots in the third period. It was 8 at one point. Now it says 9. The Flyers had 12 shots in the third period. The Flyers actually had very balanced shots throughout the game. 11 in the first, 12 in the second, and 12 in the third. I don't know when they got those shots, but hey, whatever works ultimately.
It is what it is.
A lot of credit to Sam Ersson, who made some tough saves in this game. It was a tough start. Came out. They had the power play goal early on after York had kind of a boneheaded, puck flip into the stands. And it's one of those things like it happens. You could tell he was mad at himself for it.
It's just like, we all hate the penalty. Keep the puck in play. So and with, like, in the spot he's in, like, and it's not where it went over, but like you're in the spot where it's especially high, like, man, just keep it in play. Just keep it in play. I always kind of like the rule, but I also think the glass should be super high all around, so it's almost like bubble hockey.
Yeah.
And then if you put it out,
get hit with a puck.
If you put it out anywhere, I think you should get a penalty. Right. But it should be like 14, 15 feet high all around.
I hate the penalty so much. And I hate that York took it, and I know he hated that he took it. You could see it on his face that he hated that he did that. But, they have it, and the penalty kill, it just collapses. Buffalo hits an easy goal, but that's what the Flyers need. They need to go down for some reason. They're not getting beat, Mick. They're getting mad.
All right. Before our first break, I want to talk about the goaltender, because Sam Ersson registered his very first regulation victory of the season.
Woo!
His first four wins, all in the shootout, and he posts a .923 save percentage, stops 24 of 26. That number actually may have changed now, you were saying. It's 26 of 28, so apparently they've added 2 shots.
929.
Yeah, they've added 2 shots since we last looked at the box score. But the point stands. He allows 2 goals on mid to high 20s worth of shots, and this is back-to-back games with a .900 save percentage for Sam Ersson. I'm starting to be a little more confident in him. Now, that said, it's the Buffalo Sabres. They are not good.
No.
And they're especially not good on the road.
No.
But I thought he made some big saves in the middle of this game when Buffalo was making their push that really could have changed things.
Buffalo's got guys who can score. I mean, Tage Thompson has put up a ton of goals. You know, he's a guy who can definitely score on you. Benson almost got his first goal, came a little bit short.
That's got to feel horrible.
That's got to feel really horrible.
I scored my first one in a while. No, it don't count.
Alex Tuch's had a great season so far. So there are guys, they made some good moves tonight, and they were getting in deep on the Flyers. They had some speed. And I thought Ersson had one of his best games of the season.
And now he came into the game, I think, with like an 848 or an 858.
I think it was 858
save percentage. It's near 870 now. So the numbers, again, like you can be much better than those numbers and still be like, but the numbers are starting to finally come up for him and come around to match maybe the overall average-ish season he's had.
859 heading into
859, and now he's up to around 870. So
859 is miserable.
I will absolutely take that.
That's almost as bad as Fedotov last season. I'll take it. And the thing is, we always say Sam Ersson has played better than what his stats show, but you can only say that for so long. Tonight, he played according to his stats. I thought he just had a really strong game, a lot of great side-to-side movement. He seemed like he was seeing the puck well, and yeah, I'm happy with the results.
And the Flyers didn't do the thing nearly as much where they started doing it in front of Vladar the other night, which bothered me because, like, they're back in Andrew McDonald style defense,
Starfishing,
where they're just like back, like Chris Berman is the defensive coach, and like you do that when you have no confidence in the goalie and you're just hoping to keep the guy in front of you and he hits you with the shot.
Yeah,
like that's how they were playing defense, and it started to bleed over into some Vladar games. I didn't see nearly as much of that tonight, and that tells me they're starting to get confident in him, and that's really what matters most.
It matters a lot, yeah. And this, I will say it's also impressive that they allowed as few shots as they did in the third period with all the offensive activity the Buffalo Sabres had, but also considering they were down Cam York in the third period.
They were, yeah. He didn't play after the 3-minute mark of the after there was like 3:15 left in the second. So we're going to ask Charlie if there's any update on Cam York when he does join us on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. But right now, we have to throw it to our first break. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. One of the things I love about Bet365 is the NHL early payout offer. And you would have not had to wait long to get a payout on Philly Buffalo if you were like me and bet Philly on the money line. A minute 45 into the second period, the Orange and Black open up a 4-1 lead. That means if you had them on the money line or a part of your parlay, you get an automatic payout. That's how simple it is at Bet365. And we have breaking news from our friends at Bet365. New customers now get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. All you got to do, sign up, use code PHLY365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, whether your initial bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, total, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus and living in PA. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now it is time to tell you about Elkin Chevrolet. Elkin Chevrolet is run by three brothers and big Flyers fans, Jason, Adam, and Josh. And this holiday season, they're making sure you get a deal that will feel just as good as a win. They've got a big inventory of Chevy trucks and SUVs, and there's no better time to grab one at a price that won't last. Whether it's getting to the game, to work, or hitting the holiday road, you'll roll into the new year in the perfect ride at the perfect price. Elkin Chevrolet, real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of honking good service. Elkin Chevrolet, Route 73 South in Marlton, New Jersey. Shop now at elkinchevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. All right, so it was, we talked about Michkov, the 2 points. Happy to see him starting to get rolling, picking up some points. The assists really haven't been there a ton this year. He gets 2 tonight. That's cool. Sam Ersson, the big save numbers, puts up an over 900 save percentage, which has been tough for him this year. The stats are there for those guys. Now I want to talk about Owen Tippett. Tippett did, of course, he was one of the guys who put up a. No, he only had 1 point tonight. He scores.
It felt like he should have had 2
It
or
does.
more.
He scores
He
one
did a
goal
lot tonight.
and only having a single goal. Well, that makes him tonight's unsung hero, presented by Togo. Togo, the leader in operations outsourcing. Let Togo handle the work that gets in the way of your work. You call the plays, we execute. Togo, the unsung hero. Listen, he does score the goal, but I think he was huge in other aspects tonight. Like, we're going to talk a little later about Travis Konecny's goal. Well, it's the screen that he sets that really allows that to happen, and he doesn't get called. He doesn't get called for the goalie interference there.
Thank God he doesn't get
Oh
called
yeah,
for
if
that
they don't,
interference,
that
'cause
was
I thought, like, that's one of those, like, is it illegal to screen the goalie if that gets called?
like, well,
Because,
he's crowding him. Like, well, oh my God.
what sport are we watching?
Then John LeClaire actually had 9 career goals. Like, what are we like?
Wayne Simmons never scored.
All the slap shots count. Anything he scored from 10 feet and in, no. Like,
And the side of the net counts.
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, obviously, you put one through the net, it should count for 2.
No, but
like,
Tippett was everywhere tonight.
He was.
Tippett had a really strong game. I'm actually shocked that he only got the 1 point. 5 shots tonight, a lot of ice time, played really well with Couturier and Michkov. Loved the game from Tippett tonight.
Yeah, I was a big fan of what we saw out of Tippett, and maybe, just maybe, this year's version of he and Michkov playing together is more effective than last year's, because we talked about it. We didn't love the lineup decisions. We said it a little at the top of this show. We said it in pregame, but it worked. It certainly worked tonight. We'll see if it keeps rolling. But I liked what they had going out there, and Tippett was a big part of it. He's starting to use that size a little bit more, get to the net, 5 shots on goal. That's what we want to see out of him. He's got to rip that puck. He does score the one by following, by getting to the net. Like, that's huge for him.
That is huge for him. I always talk about Frank from Always Sunny when I'm talking about Tippett. When I want him to do, I started blasting. Like, I want Tippett to just fire away with that puck, because you talk about that speed, you talk about that size. The dude has intangibles that any hockey player wants, that you want in any hockey player. To just see him use it in a game like this. And again, we're talking about the Sabres, right? But not every game is a given win. Look over at your Philadelphia Eagles, right? For games that they should have had slammed, or any sports team, right? You take teams for granted. You play down to bad teams. The Flyers had a proper level for the Buffalo Sabres. They could have even put up more on them tonight. They had some great opportunities.
And the Sabres, while they are the Sabres, and they talked about it on the broadcast, haven't been to the playoffs since the Flyers eliminated them in 2011.
That's a shame.
It's been a rough road, but their last 2 games, they beat the Wild and they beat the Jets. They beat the Jets 5-1 the other night. They beat the Hurricanes. They beat a couple of really good teams recently. They've been playing better. It's not as if they're good. I can't say anyone in the East is actually any good, but
they have good players.
Yeah, they have enough guys that it's like, if you take them lightly, it's not going to work out for you. And I thought that line, and Owen Tippett specifically, was a big part of it. Even if he's the one on the line that doesn't come away with 2 points. That shift on which he scored, though, that's exactly what we need to see out of those 3. Coots and Mish down low. Mishkov's out battling like 3 guys. He and Coots are in on the forecheck. They get the puck out front to Tippett. Tippett gets his own rebound. That's hard to beat.
I love, by the way, Brian Boucher did not, get out of character as a Flyers home announcer tonight. No qualms. He was just completely in character. But he called out that Michkov drew a lot of attention in back of the net on that Tippett play. Tippett's out there and gets his own rebound, which is awesome. There were there were 2 goals tonight where the Flyers capitalized on rebounds. And this is something we talk about a lot, where we want them to play more, shoot that puck on the pads where you can get a rebound and knock it in. I mean, we saw the Penguins do it the other night where they got that shot on Vladar and Sidney Crosby capitalized on the rebound. Tonight, Owen Tippett capitalizes on his own rebound, swats it out of midair. Awesome.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about Tippett and this offense on the other side. Right now, before Charlie gets here, let's throw it to another break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the holiday season, and if you're like me, it is sometimes real hard to get the perfect gift for the people in your life. My parents always went all out for the holidays when I was a kid. Now I feel like I got to return the favor. As an only child, it's kind of all on me. It's very difficult. Gift cards, does that really feel like it's worth giving to the people who gave you so much? Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. And that's where Aura Frames has come in. I just got one of these the other day, and they are one of the best gifts I have ever come across. Aura Frames are outstanding because you can upload unlimited photos and videos. You just download the Aura app and connect to Wi-Fi. You can personalize your gift by adding a message before it arrives, and you can even preload photos before it ships. So as soon as you give this gift, it is filled with memories for your loved ones. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames. They've been named #1 by Wirecutter. All you got to do, use promo code PHLY at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code PHLY. This deal is exclusive to our listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays and support our show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Speaking of the holidays, it is real easy to blow through your holiday budget this time of year. Trust me, I know. I tell you all the time about my struggles with money, but no more. Thanks to Monarch. That's right, because Monarch is the ultimate budgeting app. You can realize how easy it is to blow through that budget without really a central place to track everything in real time. That's where Monarch comes in. You can see all your travel and gift expenses. They add up, and it can be shocking. And Monarch is a real wake-up call for all of us. It made me stop and adjust my spending before the credit card bill arrived. Monarch helps you stay informed and nothing slips through the cracks. Monarch isn't just another finance app. It's a tool that real professionals and experts actually love. No more guessing, no more hiding, no more "I didn't realize we spent that much." Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code PHLY at monarch.com. That's half off your first year, 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code PHLY. All right, so that was the unsung hero was Owen Tippett tonight. My enemy forever now is Rasmus Dahlin. He is my sung enemy, and I just got to say, because I was kind of tweeting through it, because that is how I watch hockey, as if I am actually playing and my emotions take over. And I was the type of player that if you hurt my buddy Sean, who was our best player, I would then cross check you in the head. Because as I explained to my coach, if he gets hurt, we never win. So I'll get suspended. I'll take it.
A regular Marty McSorley.
I was tweeting through it a little bit, and some people were, "That's so classless." I said Garnet Hathaway should hit Tage Thompson in the head. I just want to say, to all of you classy Flyers fans out there watching the game in your top hats and monocles,
Oh my!
I am glad you were able to pull yourself away from the opera long enough to hang out with us plebes watching hockey. Really.
Well,
I like my hockey violent.
We want blood. Give us blood.
It's like this uncivilized sport. That's so classy and trashy. What are we watching? It's Canadian rednecks giving each other head trauma. What are you talking about?
Frozen water.
Yeah, they're just anyway. The Dahlin hit. I wasn't sure if that was a major. I'm glad it was. They calmed the game down after that. Now it's time to ask Philly's #1 hockey beat writer Charlie O'Connor about this play and so many more as he joins us on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. Before we get to everything I'm yelling about, Charlie, what do you think of the game?
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what you were yelling at, because you were quite animated, William, and Steve, for that matter. Look, in this game, there was a lot to like. I think for me, the big thing that I like is more the macro, is that you're coming off of a game against Pittsburgh where you really didn't have enough energy. Yeah, maybe you were tired, but you still didn't come to play the way you needed to come to play. You lose Tyson Forster. So not only do you have to make a statement after a disappointing game against a rival, you also have to show that you're going to be able to overcome the loss of a really important player. And they go out there. Look, the Sabres are not a very good team. They did not look like a very good team, but the Flyers took care of business. #1, they played hard. And #2, they did it in a group effort. This was not one guy carrying the team. This was a bunch of guys, a lot of the guys who they need to step up. Now that Tyson Forster's injured, and he's going to be out for at least 2 months, a lot of the guys who they need to step up. As Rick Taka said this morning, there's a lot of guys that need to step up about 5-10%. You saw a lot of that tonight from guys like Konecny, guys like Michkov, guys like Cates, guys like Brink. I thought it was an encouraging victory on a lot of levels, but especially because of the timing.
All right, Charlie, the thing I guess I need to know is why is this team in love with scoring goals in quick succession? They love giving up the first goal and they love scoring 2 or 3 within about a minute. Is this something like, is there something about the makeup of this team that makes it possible? Like they're just a real front running vibes based team like that? Like, is this something that's come up in post game discussions at all with anybody?
I mean, Bill, the answer to your question is it's random. It's hockey. It's a sport played on ice with a bunch of guys with knives on their feet. But I mean, the only thing I can say, and yeah, of course, we've asked the players the question, and they're just like, I don't know. It's great to score a lot of goals in bunches. That's fun. If we could do it regularly, we would do it every single game, or we've been doing it for the last 10 years if there was a skill about it. No, a lot of it's just taking advantage of other teams' mistakes, jumping on. I do think, though, and this is a conversation I've had with a few guys over the last week or so, is that I think that this team, especially the vets on the team, the ones who have kind of been through it for the last 6, 7 years, I think they've learned from the mistakes of the past. They've learned from their propensity, let's say, in past years to maybe get a little too high and then a little too down, to let one goal, snowball into 4. And it seems like they're learning their lessons. They're drawing upon past failures. And maybe that plays into why they've been able to take advantage of other teams when they slack off a bit, because they've done it, because they've seen what they've looked like in past years when they've let one goal get in their heads and then they blow another shift and then it leads to another goal and then they get down on themselves and then it leads to another goal and then the game's over. Because to me, watching this Sabres team, like this Sabres team looked like the Flyers team from 3-4 years ago. The team that, like, when one thing would go wrong, they'd panic. And then by the time they woke back up, the game would basically be over. That very much reminded me of early 2020s Flyers. This team does seem to be a little bit different. That Sabres team, it was kind of like looking into a little time machine mirror where it was like, oh, yeah, I remember when the Flyers would regularly do this. And thus far this year, they not only haven't been doing things like that, they've been the team doing it to other teams, which has been cool.
You see, Charlie, I ask you a question that you think is asinine, and then you eventually lead to a great answer. You see, there's a method to all this. I know they don't know how they do it, because how would they? But there is maybe no team in hockey that knows better what a team on the ropes about to screw up badly looks like than the Flyers themselves, Chuck.
Game recognized game, Bill.
Yeah,
game
absolutely.
There we go.
We got to ask about Cam York. He left the game. He didn't play after like the 3:15 mark of the second. Was there any update on Cam York?
Yeah, not really. And I think we just got to get used to this. Like, Tocchet is not going to provide updates after games. He was asked, Tocchet said no update. He was asked, so what actually happened? It seemed like he was implying that it wasn't via the post-Zegras hit scrum. Even though that was York's final shift, he doesn't see another shift the rest of the game after that scrum. He said it was something about like a hit behind the net at some point. There was someone in my mentions that threw me a video. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but it looked like he took like a hit up high from somebody earlier on in the second period. Maybe that's what it was. Tocchet did clarify it was upper body. Hopefully it was more precautionary than anything else. They were winning the game by a lot. They do have 3 games between now and their next game. So maybe it was like, well, why push it? He's clearly a little hurt. Let's just pull him out, give him a day or two to recuperate, and then he'll be fine. I hope so. This has been pretty darn good for the Flyers this year, especially defensively, I would say, in taking tough minutes and on the power play as well. So you don't want to lose him, and especially right on the heels of losing Tyson Foerster, you don't want to lose another, top third of the lineup guy, let's say. We'll see. Didn't seem terribly concerning, especially if it was an injury that happened earlier in the second, and then he not only continued to play through it, but also decides to put his body on the line to defend his teammate Trevor Zegras in a scrum. Like, hopefully it wasn't that serious, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
So, Charlie, when you joined, what we were yelling about was the Dahlin hit on Trevor Zegras in the second period. Okay. Wanted to get your thoughts on the game misconduct call on Dahlin and the hit itself.
I mean, it's a bad hit. Like, it's clearly a penalty. It's clearly a board. To me, the interesting part about it was, and we talked about it a little bit a few minutes ago, is just that it was an example of a team. This is the team captain. Like, Rasmus Dahlin is one of the better defensemen in hockey. I'm a big Rasmus Dahlin fan, but the team captain can't be delivering a hit like that when you're down 3 goals and putting the team in position to, at the very least, be shorthanded for 2 minutes, if not 5. Like, that's just that's bad leadership on the part of Dahlin. Plain and simple. Now, should it have been a 5-minute major? It was borderline. I mean, it's a dirty play. He's staring at the numbers, and the fact that Zegras is down on the ice for, a minute after the hit probably does add to the refs wanting to give him 5. I probably would have given him 2, but I think it was a bad enough hit that you put yourself in that position. Yeah, sometimes you're going to get 5. So it's hard for me I'm not shedding a tear for Rasmus Dahlin here. Like, don't be stupid.
No, I think they said this on the broadcast, but I do believe kicking him out of that game, a big part of it was, the Flyers are up big. This could turn into an S show if we leave him in this game. Like,
especially Delorier's in there tonight.
Yeah, like Delorier's in there. We've already seen he and Josh Dunn mixing it up a little bit. Like, I think maybe there was a part of them that was like, yeah, we just want to get out of here. We're not trying to break up 9 fights tonight, too. So, like, maybe that was a part of it as well. But that's what I was yelling about when you joined in, because I was tweeting that Hathaway need to cross-check somebody in the head to make up for it. Because I'm not a professional, and I tell everyone that straight out. I am a fan watching these games. But that's I kind of shared the same. Like, it's a dirty play. I don't know if it's a 5 in a game, but in terms of game management, yeah, probably the right call there. Charlie, the fourth line. I don't want to talk about negative stuff, but like the fourth line's taking penalties and everything. Do you think we're going to see Carl Grundstrom in there soon?
Yeah, I think so. I would have to believe that, because as we talked about after the injury, I don't think they see Nick Delorier as an every night player. How could you? He's not an every night player. I call him a specialist. He's an enforcer. His job is to create energy, and his job is to fight and fight the tough guys on other teams. Like, that is his job. That's not a job that he needs to play every single game. Carl Grundstrom got called up yesterday. I get why you're not necessarily going to throw him right into a game. Like, he hadn't even had a full practice with the team. Now you've got 3 days in between now and your next game. Let me put it this way. I would be surprised if Carl Grundstrom is not in the lineup for Sunday against Colorado. Number one, because I think they know that Delorier is a part-time player. Number two, I don't think you want Nick Delorier against that speed demon of a team in the Avalanche. I think you want at least a guy who can bring a little bit more pace to the table.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be, I'm just looking forward to seeing the Flyers up against like the unbeatable monsters. Like, they're probably not going to win that game, but I want to see how tight they can make it. Chuck, I just want to know how, we know that when you asked, an unprompted question about Vladar earlier in the season, TK was like, well, we have 2 really good goalies, but Sam Ersson tonight stops 27 of 29. I'm starting to grow more confident in him. He's starting to round into what is at least like an adequate goaltender. Are you starting to feel more confident that we're going to get a decent game out of Sam Ersson when he's in there? Because I know the guys are always going to say that they do, but when you see Sam Ersson right now, what are you seeing?
Yeah, he looked fine. He made some real good saves in the second period when the Flyers dipped a little bit, and Buffalo ultimately cuts the game to 4-2. Then the Flyers scored to kind of put it on ice soon after. But I thought he made a bunch of big saves in the middle of the second period when Buffalo was really pressing, the one time in the game when they really looked alive. Ersson was fine. He had a good game. I wouldn't say he was one of the 3 stars, but he had a good game. He did his job. I actually have already written in my my 10 observations piece, rough draft, that Ersson needed this game, but so did Ersson's stats. Because this was the kind of game where, you're playing against a team in Buffalo that's just peppering away with shots. They're fired away because they're down. They're not, trying only to get high quality chances. I don't think this is going to boost Ersson's stats up to being respectable by save percentage quite yet, but it's a game that will boost it a little bit. Make his numbers not look as terrible. I thought he was good. And you mentioned about Travis Konecny. Yeah, Travis Konecny, did bring that up. He got asked a question about Ersson, and he was like, I've been telling you guys, we trust both of them. And Sam Ersson proved me right tonight. I believe that was his line. Sam Ersson proved me right tonight. We have full faith in them. We play hard in front of both of them. So just pointing that out, that Travis Konecny is going to ride or die with this stance that they have 2 really good goalies, not just one.
TK, certified Ersson person. Tonight, by my math, they've changed the box score like 2 times, but he's around 870 for the season now, I think, by my math. So we'll see when it all actually gets sorted out. But that's what I think he is. All right, Chuck. It is time for Charlie O'Connor's 3 stars of the game. A lot of guys to choose from. 5 guys with multi-point games. Who is star number 3?
Yeah, star number 3. Despite the penalties, I'm going to go with Matvei Michkov. I thought he had a strong game. I thought he was a catalyst for that reunited stacked power play. And I thought he was just making plays all game. He looks quick. He looks dangerous. He looks creative. I'm excited to see what he's going to bring to the table now that they almost have to give him more ice time. As long as his power play unit stays together, he's going to get more ice time naturally. But with Forster out, Gurbenkin's not going to be getting 15 minutes a night. He's just not. So it's like even just by default,
That would be
Michkov
really funny.
is not going to be the 9th forward on the depth chart in terms of ice time anymore. He's going to be getting more opportunities. And tonight, I thought he did a good job with those opportunities. Finishes with 2 assists. Thought he could have easily finished with 4 or 5, honestly, if people would have finished. Strong game overall by Michkov. Needs to clean up the penalties. Just stop taking dumb penalties. But his play with the puck, real good. 3rd star of the game.
Yeah, his line was the most used through the first 40 minutes. The third period, the game's a little different. He takes a penalty, only ends up playing like 3 minutes. But I was happy with his usage. I was happy with him. Maybe he's just going to be a guy who takes penalties sometimes. I don't know. We'll see. Who is star number 2?
Star number 2, I'm going to go with Noah Cates. Goal and an assist. And we talked about him, again, after the Forster injury, that he needed to show that he can still be a productive play-driving guy at 5-on-5 without Tyson Forster on his wing. I mean, it's noteworthy that when they broke up that line, aside from the 4 games Forster was out with injury, they moved Brink off that line. They kept Forster with Cates. They didn't want to take that duo apart. Now they have to because Forster can't play. So it's like, okay, what is Noah Cates going to bring to the table tonight? Noah Cates was Noah Cates. He was exactly what you wanted to be. He looked exactly the same, even without Tyson Forster. And that was, it certainly wasn't surprising because I believe in Noah Cates as a player, but it was reassuring. It was reassuring to see him still look as good as we know he can look, even without Tyson Forster providing support on the wing. Good almost power play goal by Cates, and he is a major part of why Brink scores that second goal. I believe that was the goal that broke the tie and sent the Flyers into a run. Was it the second or third goal?
I think it was the third. Because
Okay,
that's
so it was the third goal.
right
Okay.
after the power play. That line is
Okay.
out there together. Yeah, because Gurbenkin made the play. I think it was the third one.
Right. Yeah, it was the third goal, but important goal, and Cates is
Yeah.
a major part of that. Cates, 2nd star of the game.
All right, Charlie. Lots of names still on the board. Who is tonight's first star of the game?
Yeah, 1st star of the game is Travis Konecny. He scores the first goal of the game when they're down 1-0. Only point of the game when they were down. He gets the big goal on the power play, gets another assist on the second power play goal. I just think this was big for Travis Konecny. As I mentioned after before the game, after morning skate this morning, we talked to Ritaka, and he said, look, replacing Tyson Forster is going to be a group effort. There's a lot of guys who need to provide 5% more. He didn't name Travis Konecny, but I have to believe he was one of the guys he was thinking of. Just needs to provide more. Tonight, he provided more. It was his first goal, I believe, since November 6th. Now, granted, he kind of got a goal taken away from him in that Jersey game where it was pretty darn close to being a goal. But sure, we'll give it to Michkov because why not? Let Michkov's numbers look a little bit better. He gets an actual goal tonight. They need more from Travis Konecny. He gave them more tonight. He's 1st star of the game.
All right, those are Charlie O'Connor's 3 stars. Because you didn't mention him, just quick thoughts on Owen Tippett before we let you go.
Yeah, I mean, heck of a bat in of that goal that he had in front of the net. Well done, Owen Tippett. It was a fun play to watch.
It was. All right. That is Charlie O'Connor on the Xfinity Mobile call-in line. We will talk to Charlie again, Thursday? That's tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Charlie,
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we have a studio show at 4 o'clock. One of us in this conversation might not be here, but 2 others will be. So,
Steve and Charlie Day, folks.
All right, Charlie, we will talk again soon.
All right, bye.
Yeah, see, this is why
Charlie's like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want that Steve heat.
This is why I try to get my segments in before Charlie, because his first star is going to be the game changer as well. And that feels cheap, but listen, we don't talk during the game. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about tonight's game changer. We're going to take all your super chats, do all sorts of stuff on the other side, but we have our final break still. I got to tell you about our friends at Togo. Listen, do you want Matvei Michkov playing goalie. No, it's not worth the risk, time, or money. It doesn't make any sense. You want to keep your stars focused on doing what they do best. And the same goes for your business. You don't want your top people buried in operations, the tedious, time-consuming, redundant activities that wear the team down. Togo can help any business looking to reduce operation costs, become more efficient, or unlock more time for your best people. From customer service and accounting to order management, logistics, admin, data entry, and even complex multi-step operational processes, Togo takes it off your plate at a fraction of the cost. Every engagement starts with free process mapping and engineering. There's no cost and no commitment. Togo doesn't bill a dime until the real work begins. And with programs starting as low as $1,000 a month, you're not going to break the bank. Each Togo program includes dedicated staff, custom automations, and US-based process engineers who act as your quarterback, giving you complete control, total transparency, and instant efficiency. At Togo, you call the plays, we execute. Visit harnesstogo.com. Scale smarter, work faster, and stay focused on winning. And now it's time to tell you about Xfinity, because Xfinity is your ultimate sports destination. It's got all your favorite teams and all the best games all in one place without going through a million different apps, any lagging or buffering. Absolutely not. Just the absolute best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, the multi-view that allows you to watch up to 4 games at once, and you get real-time stats and notifications right on your TV so that you never miss anything going on with your fantasy teams. Next game day, make sure you're a big fan and not a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box. All right, now it is time for tonight's Game Changer, driven by Elkin Chevrolet. Elkin Chevrolet, together, let's drive. And tonight's Game Changer is going to be Travis Konecny. Team is trailing 1-0, and he breaks an 11-game goal drought with his goal that ties it up and ultimately gets the Flyers going on a 3-goal in 59-second run. TK, it's funny. It's an 11-game goal drought. He has 8 assists in those 11 games. It's not like he has completely disappeared, but we've said it time and time again. He just hasn't felt like TK. And a big part of that is dude needs to put the puck in the net. Assists are nice, but he is a guy who has scored at a 30-goal clip for the previous 2.5 seasons. Second half of last year, the goal scoring just went away, and we were all thinking, well, what the hell has happened? And now it might be, as Charlie pointed out, like he did have one taken away that felt like his goal, but Michkov got a stick on it. Now he actually gets one tonight. He adds an assist. I think it's his 5th multi-point game this season. Not saying TK's back, not saying it's the guy who scored, the 6 shorties or whatever it was a few years ago. Oh, yeah. But he's starting, much like Matvei Michkov, to feel like that guy again.
Well, we groused in pregame a little bit about breaking up that Zegras, Dvorak, Tippett line because it's been really effective over the past couple weeks. And I think it was actually a real benefit to Travis Konecny to get bumped up and play with Trevor Zegras and Christian Dvorak tonight. He really was buzzing out there tonight in a way that we haven't really seen him do this season. So tremendous game for Travis Konecny. Really happy with what he put out there tonight.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking forward to seeing that line stay together. I would assume maybe for that, like Charlie was saying, for the Colorado game, it'll be I'm
very scared for that.
Basically the same lineup, but with Grundstrom in for Delorier. That's gonna be. Listen, you're gonna have to score. You're gonna have to score a lot in that game if you're going to stay in it.
Yeah.
And TK is one of those guys that you are really counting on to be able to put points on the board for you, as would be like a Cam York, at least on the power play, moving the puck up ice, getting the puck, killing rushes and getting play going the other way, but they may be without him. We'll have to wait and see on that. But right now, I am excited to see TK and kind of excited to see these lines stick together, even though they weren't maybe our first choice when the lineup was announced at morning skate and then during warmups today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the biggest takeaways from this game was when we talked in pregame, we were talking about guys that need to step up with Tyson Forrester out. And we mentioned 3 guys. I think we could have also mentioned Owen Tippett in the mix, but we talked about Travis Konecny, Matvei Michkov, and Bobby Brink. all those guys put up points tonight. And I think that's really huge that the guys we said need to step up were the guys that primarily stepped up tonight.
Absolutely. And we're just hoping now they can keep it going, because this is going to be a little bit of a tough stretch of games. There's some up and downs in the schedule, but this 6-game homestand before they then go on the road for basically every game but one for the rest of December into January. Like, okay, you beat Buffalo, cool. You got Colorado and Vegas in there. Carolina's been almost impossible for them to beat. Even when they beat them, the refs are like, no, we're going to keep playing until Carolina wins. And then San Jose in there. And San Jose has been better than doormat this season, which is a lot more than they've been in years past. So it's a tough schedule coming up. I'm glad they have these couple of days off before the Avs. Hopefully that means we'll be as close to 100% as can be in terms of Cam York's availability. Obviously, Forster's going to be out till like forever. Who the hell knows? After the Olympics is what I'm targeting, I assume.
That's what I was assuming.
Like the 25th when they come back from the Olympics. But other than Forster, you got to think with 3 days off, they're going to be able to get their full lineup out there, and it's going to be tough. But hopefully they can hang with him and surprise us a little bit, because I want to be honest with you. We got DNVR out in Denver, and I want to beat them.
I would love to beat them. I would absolutely. Also, I'm working that game Sunday. I don't want to be talking about a miserable blowout from the Colorado Avalanche. No way. I don't want to be talking about that. Yeah, that's a really tough stretch. Colorado, San Jose, Vegas, and then Carolina. And we didn't even show this, but it's actually a home and home with Carolina on back-to-back days.
Ooh.
One here and one in Carolina. So that's a rough go of it right there. And it doesn't really get easier, because then they have Montreal after
Then they
that.
go out, yeah, and then eventually they end up out west for the annual Disney on Ice. So it is a compact series of games here heading into I guess they have 2 in February, and then they have like 19 days off or whatever.
But then thankfully, we get another 7:30 p.m. weeknight game against the Buffalo Sabres.
Who doesn't love it? How is TNT picking these?
This is actually an ESPN Plus.
Oh,
Hulu game,
it's a Hulu game.
Everybody's gonna hate. So
I actually got the ESPN Super Duper or whatever they're calling it now.
That's what they call it,
And
Super Duper.
yeah, because I was just tired of dealing with the Monday Night Football thing.
It was terrible.
And ended up getting the ESPN thing, and Hulu. Whenever I watch hockey on there, just eventually the audio and video become totally separate.
Wah, wah.
And on the new ESPN app, it like works. So that's been nice.
Oh, that's nice.
I actually get to sit down and watch hockey and not get mad and put on like How I Met Your Mother or something.
Well, it's right there on Hulu, so.
Yeah, it's right there. I know that'll work.
Fine.
Yeah. All right. So that is tonight's game changer, driven by Chevrolet. Travis Konecny. We got a decent amount of time, so let's hit the super chats. Let's see here. Oh, before we start the super chats, you got like under 45 minutes. Go become a diehard. Do it. You got under 45 minutes. I swear, I'm almost positive the sale actually ends today. No, see, it says extended right there. I wasn't wrong. I was just ill-informed. Now the sale's really going to end. $26 for the year. You can become a diehard. All the benefits plus the free shirt. $26. That's
a amount of money right there.
That's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good deal.
Yeah.
All right. Let us hit these super chats. Not nearly as many as I was expecting.
Don't jinx it. Jeez.
From JunoTube.
11.
I think the Flyers are good. Listen,
I think
right now, if you look at the Eastern Conference standings, if you look at the Metropolitan Division standings, they have the percentage points lead on the New Jersey Devils for third in the division. It's December 3rd. It's not March. But to this point, they have been basically as good as anyone in the East. And that's all you can ask for, is play as well as your competition. This team that wanted this season to be an improvement, to play meaningful games at the end of the year, they are on track to do that. Now, the goaltending has to hold up. The team has to stay relatively healthy. But so far, so pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is from Andrew Petob, I think that says. The Flyers' fourth line tonight has a combined total of 1 point on the year. Yeah, they've nobody on the fourth line hasn't scored a goal when the fourth line is on the ice. Grabenkin had a few points. Now he's moved up into the top 9. He had, I think, 3 points, all of them away from the fourth line. And Rodrigo Abel's single goal was with neither of the other fourth liners on the ice.
Coincidence?
It seems like, now, most fourth lines aren't dynamic.
No.
But tonight, like, Abels takes an ozone penalty. You have Hathaway and Delorier teaming up. And, like, listen, it's a scrum. Stuff happens. But they put you on a PK there. You can't never score and also make mistakes. And things like offensive zone penalties are a mistake. They're definitely not going to do it after a win. But at a certain point, like, you have to think about mixing up this fourth line. The issue is Carson Dorward any good? Does that excite you, Steve? Like, oh yeah, maybe bring him up and see, but like, it's not as if there's a glut of centers. Rodrigo Abels is here because he did win the job in training camp. Like, that happened. He was good, but also, who the hell else is going to do it?
Yeah, it's just thin depth at that part.
Unless you want Zegras, and they don't, I do personally, but unless you want Zegras being an everyday, all the time center, and you want to move Dvorak down or something like that, move Coots down, whoever, they don't have 4 centers.
And it's tough to move Dvorak down with the way he's played
He's
this
played
year.
too well.
He's played too well.
And Michkov and Coots are tied together, so that leaves Cates, who's like your best play driver. So, like, who's your 4C? You're not doing it. They don't have an answer.
Yeah, unless like the NHL suddenly overnight changes the rules so Jet Luchenko can come back.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, the fourth line it's really something right now. All right, next one here is another from Juno Tube. Zegras is the guy here right now. That hit happens. Anyone needs to get in the mud and react dirty. I'm with you, Bill. There needed to be a message. Touch Zegras at your own peril. Listen, that's how I was taught the game of hockey. I know things have changed. I know it is a different world. They did
get in their faces
immediately after there was a big kerfuffle, and they kicked the offender out of the game. So if you want to even the score against the guy who did it, like, well, you got to wait till next time. I understand that. I just always remember someone would take a cheap shot at Eric Lindros, and then a Flyers tough guy would chase around another team's tough guy, and what was accomplished? Nothing. We lost our star player, and 2 fighters are fighting each other. Who cares?
The Dan line was very effective.
Listen, like, who cares? Go after one of their dudes. But I realize that's not the civilized way to react to things. Oh, class above
class.
all else.
Stay classy.
Stature above all else. Make sure that no one is ever offended. But anyway, I'm with you, Juno.
I'm rubbing off too much on
All right, Timbo. Hey, Timbo Slice.
Oh.
Why not us? That's called a statement win. Keep up the momentum. Hashtag Ersson Persson. Hashtag Michkov Mania. Trevor Zegras. Trevor Zegras. Andre the Giant. Owen Tippett. And TK all day. I do like TK all day. That's a lot of hashtags.
Save me, Jesus.
Yeah, that was, listen, you needed to not lose 2 in a row. That is as big of a statement win as you can make against a team that is inferior. But again, like, it's not as if anyone in the East is any good.
Not only is the points percentage great, Bill, but technically they're only 1 point out of first place in the Eastern Conference. Right
it's
now.
Truly, like, what a world, Steve.
What a world.
What a world.
They're also only 8 points out of last.
Yeah,
so.
they're like 3 games out of, like, oh yeah, they're eliminated. Like, the East is just weird this year, but they're doing what they have to do to keep themselves in the mix.
I love what they did tonight.
I'll tell you what else. I love that they win at home.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's
nice that they do this for the home.
Part of the reason we were so bummed about Monday, because not only was it a loss to the Penguins, but it was a home loss when they've been pretty darn good at home.
You go to
Trevor
Pittsburgh.
Zegras has been like a magician at home.
You go to Pittsburgh and do that, it's like, all right.
I mean, it's a tough environment.
Whatever.
Happens,
like, you do it at home, that's a bummer. I'm glad they were able to bounce back. All right, another one here. This is Timbo. Brenna appreciation tax, of course. Glad someone is paying it. The next one here is from Timbo as well. Also, was at the game tonight. Crowd was electric. The audio was odd, but it did feel like Lou was into it. I think it was Lou's 80th birthday tonight.
Lou is super into it tonight, and I love the energy. Yeah, the audio was weird. I normally love the TNT broadcast. And by the way, great moment with Tocchet talking about fighting
good.
Paul Bissonnette, saying, "At 61, I can still take
I'll still take him. I do love having like a legit tough guy as the coach. Like he was an excellent player and also a badass. Like I do think that's cool.
I always say this about Tocchet. Like there are a couple guys that were kind of genetically engineered to be flyers, and he's one of them because scored goals, fought, and hit. I mean,
typically
him and Wayne Simmons are like the two guys.
The production value of this broadcast was odd, but I do typically like the TNT broadcast.
The TNT broadcast does a good job. The audio was bad.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like a little tinny.
Yeah, just like they go into the corner in the first period. It was like we were entering the Matrix, you said? Yeah, like what's going on here? All right. Next one is from it's Dr. Bill. What up, Doc?
Hey, Dr. Bill.
Just wanted to say thank you guys for such quality content day after day. Been listening since early BSH podcast days. Keep killing it. We plan on it. Thank you very much for the support. Couldn't have been here without you people paying attention to this ridiculous team for the last 10 years.
Yeah. And it's BSH shout out.
Yeah, hey. BSH. Who doesn't love BSH?
Okay, come on.
All right. Next one here is from Fancy Friends 311. 311, what up? Grabenkin looked like he really belonged on that third line with more talented line mates. He made some nice plays, especially on that goal from Brink. Yeah, it is a cough up, but he's there to make the play. He gets the puck over to Cates. I just want to see more. I just want to see more Grabenkin. It's not going to be 15, 16 minutes because I think without Tyson Foerster, that does kind of make it a third line. Like, because Tyson's one of their best forwards. He's top 2 or 3, maybe the most complete forward they have. Now, Cates, Brink, Grabenkin, like that's a third line. But I want to see if he can be that and not just like, oh yeah, if we had like a skilled fourth line, he'd be good on it.
Yeah, I do want to see what he can do because we know the guy has talent. He showed a lot at the Phantoms level, at the AHL level. He ends up with 12:02 tonight, which is the second lowest on the team, but it's over 10 minutes, which is better than what he's been getting. I agree. I thought he looked a lot better with some actual talent out there. And what's nice is like, Cates and Brink aren't the biggest guys in the world, so to have some size and speed playing with them is really nice. So I'm hoping maybe he can, get some points in the next.
Yeah, he's clearly not a 1-for-1 replacement for Forster. If you were to but they
literally don't have one.
Yeah, they don't have one of those guys. We showed the stats in pregame. Like, he has scored since John Tortorella got fired, basically as many goals as anyone in the league.
And the closest you have is Michkov, who again we love Matvei Michkov.
He's not.
But he's a one-dimensional player.
Yeah, he's not that. He is a plus side of the red line player.
He's also just he plays so different because Forster's a big body with a big shot where Michkov's got either this finesse shot or these absolute amazing garbage goals that he gets out in front, cleaning up the trash.
Grabenkin does he does give you at least like that battle down low. Like, is he the defensive guy that Forster is? I doubt it. But like he at least gives you some of the elements.
And he gives you some physicality.
Yes. All right. Next one here again from this is David Shub. What's up, David? I'm sorry for my TK statements. He's just my fave player, and I just want to see him at his best. Miss seeing him like this. Let's go Flyers. Listen, I think everyone appreciates the way TK plays the game. Even the people who are like, should have never re-signed him. And listen, yeah, if I was running the team, I probably would have tried to trade him at that time, but I'm not. I enjoy watching him play hockey, though. When he's at his best, it feels like he's getting back there.
He's been a very good Flyer throughout his career. We all love the Jerk Store's #1 bestseller. We want him to play like a jerk. We want him to get in people's faces. Maximum rat. And I liked what he did tonight.
Maximum rat. I like that. All right. Last few here. One from Obi. Obi says, Worcestershire. What's this here?
I don't use Worcestershire sauce just because I hate saying it.
Yeah. It's Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Yeah.
There's like 9. I don't know if that has a proper pronunciation. I'm going to be honest with you.
Bad word.
It's dumb. Call it something else.
Yeah.
All right. And as I say that, we head to overtime. Go to allphly.com to continue watching. All right. Last few here. That was, this is Adam S. That Rick Tocchet offense, baby. It has been better. Like, you have to say, since it was, so they're going to get 18 shots and score 1 goal a game. Like, there was a process. There was a time where it was like, I don't know about this, man. Are they really going to try to win 2-1 every single night? They have opened it up a bit. So hopefully it continues.
I mean, the Penguins game wasn't great, obviously, but I mean, they scored 5 tonight.
That's just the team sucking. Like, I don't think the coach has anything to do with when all 18 guys and the goalie suck.
They score 5 against New Jersey. They score 3 against the Islanders. They scored 4 against the Panthers, 6 against New Jersey. It's gotten better.
It's improved. All right. Next one is Mellerman. What's up, Meller? I like going to the opera.
Who doesn't like going to the opera?
I didn't even know the opera. Like, I've only ever seen it on TV.
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
I
like,
have no interest.
You know how everyone's always taking a bath on TV? I've never talked to anyone who's taken a bath. Like, I think it's one of them things. I think it's one of the things that's only on TV.
I agree. Yeah, there's no point. It's the Waynes go and get murder in the alley. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And I believe this is the last one. Dr. Bill. I listened when the GM of the Canes was a host.
Dr. T.
That's before Kelly and Charlie and me and Steph all got together for that was episode 79 of BSH Radio, the rebirth of the show that eventually became this. But that's old school.
Yeah.
Back when Dr. T was there.
Dr. T.
All right. And that is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers postgame presented by Bet365. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't already, you got to hit that subscribe button. Follow us right here on YouTube and hit the likes. 216 likes. That's pretty good. But after a big win, why not get to 250, 300? Just saying. All right. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers and follow the pod. And while you're at it, check out Flyperbole. It's pretty good.
And you guys got to deal with 2 more episodes of me this week.
There's a whole lot of Steve coming up this week. Lot of Steve coming up, and we wouldn't have it any other way. I am Bill Matz. That is Steve Jaco. Thanks as always to Brenna. Be excellent to each other.
We all silly like the mayor.